Hi team, Coach Alexa here. I'm going to risk it with this video because the sun is shining outside at the moment, so I'm going to start talking about sun cream and protecting your skin from the sunshine. I'm fully aware that this might jinx the weather for the bank holiday, so apologies in advance if it does. I'm going to talk a little bit about sunscreens and the differences between them and what to look for in them. Predominantly the two different types of protection, all sorts of sun creams, no matter what the make, give you, which is UVA and UVB. So what are the differences between them? So rewinding a sec for a start, the sun, which is billions of miles away, is basically a massive nuclear explosion. It's so big that it's been continuing for, an inordinate amount of time. And it's also so big that it can still burn us, given that even though it's literally light years away. So it's worth taking the sun seriously. There are two, broadly speaking, different types of radiation that damage our skin that come from the sun, and they're called UVA and UVB. So UVB is the one that is given the rating for in the SPF that you'll see on the front of the bottle. So both of these are SPF of 30, and that means it's the protection from UVB rays. Now UVB is what burns your skin. So this is what will give you sunburn if you've been out in the sun for too long, and those rays are also what will increase the risk of skin cancers and melanoma, etc. So those two are both coming from that UVB radiation. So definitely worth if you're spending longer amounts of time outside, or if you're in areas with much brighter sun, higher altitude, you tend to burn a bit more quickly, or if you're spending off on holiday somewhere, obviously people get in the hang of wearing a higher SPF. But if you're just spending a lot more time, even on a cloudy day, out on a longer run with some of your skin exposed, worth going for that higher factor on those days. The other type of radiation that causes skin damage that comes from the sun is UVA. Now UVA penetrates a little bit deeper into the skin than UVB does. UVB doesn't go much further than the upper layers of the skin, hence why it causes the burning. But it's UVB is, I guess, more of an intense radiation, which is why it then has that link to the cancers. UVA is a less strong type of radiation, but it does penetrate deeper into the skin. And what this means is that's what's correlated with basically age-related skin discoloration, age spots. Those sorts of things are caused by an accumulation of UVA-based radiation damage. So those sort of changes in pattern, I get an increase in the number of moles on my skin. Some people get kind of discoloured patches. Those sort of things, if you've watched one of those programs where they show you under a kind of UV light and you can see that damage underneath the surface of your current skin in sort of blotches and discoloration, that's coming from UVA. Now the UVA rating is not actually reflected in the SPF on the front of the bottle. So to give you an example where you can find it, it's normally a little circle here. It says UVA at the top, and this one has 5 stars, which isn't like ultra protective against UVA, so that age-related skin damage. So same SPF on the front, which is UVA, but the UVB on the front, but the UVA on the back of this one, the Nivea, you can see here is 4 stars. So as well as looking at the SPF, it's worth turning the bottle around, or on this one it's actually published on the front, I guess, because it's a really good high rating. It's worth looking at the UVA as well, because that's what's going to affect what you look like when you get older and how much skin damage and age spots and that sort of stuff that you have. A couple of other things to bear in mind, one of which is the top of your head. So although the way my hair is cut, I don't have a parting as such, but there is a little bit, this sort of whirl that my hair sort of spirals around at the back of my head. That little piece will get sunburnt if I'm out without a hat on. If you've got a parting, if you've got thinner hair, if you've got a shaved head or no hair on your head, then obviously the top of the head is directly facing the sun, so that's worth paying extra attention to when it comes to popping your sunscreen on, as well as the tops of the shoulders. If you've got short hair or your ears are exposed, the tops of the ears are already a good idea. It's an area that I try and pay lots of attention to now. And also getting some lip balm with some SPF as well, because that's a part of our face that is exposed to the sunshine most of the time when we're outdoors, so worth not missing out on protecting that part of us as well. I hope that's useful, and I hope it doesn't jinx the first May bank holiday weekend's weather.